Okay, good morning class. So welcome back to my video. So this one, today we are going to finish chapter 1 chemistry form 5. Okay, so this is the last subtopic for chapter 1, rusting. Okay, rusting. So in Amsal 16 verse 18, Amsal 16 ayat 18 mengatakan roh sombong mendahului kejatuhan. Amsal 16 ayat 18. Okay, so we continue subtopic 1.6, rusting. Okay, so this one, photograph 1.11 shows a rusting ships here. Okay, so rusting adalah pengaratan. Alright, rusting of iron is a chemical process that occurs when iron is exposed to oxygen and water and undergoes a redox reaction. Okay, so dia perlu exposed to oxygen and water. The iron need to be exposed to the oxygen and water, and it will undergoes a redox reaction. Rusting of iron is a metal corrosion that occurs to iron. Okay, maksudnya pengaratan, rusting, kita guna term rusting ini khas untuk iron. Okay, rusting is corrosion. Okay, rusting is a corrosion, but we use the term rusting for iron. Alright, for iron. Another metal we use corrosion. Terms dia yang kita guna corrosion, but for iron we use rusting. Okay, when iron metal rust, a layer of reddish brown iron oxide is formed on the iron surface that is easily cracked and permeable. Okay, so rusting occur continuously and will damage the structure of the iron. Okay, so selain daripada rusting of iron ini, corrosion can also occur on other metals. So meaning when other metals itu kita panggil dia corrosion, but for corrosions of iron kita panggil itu sebagai rusting of iron. Okay, for example, metal atau item made from silver, argentum, bronze. Okay, and also copper, which is copper alloy lah. So what does metal corrosion mean? Corrosion of metal is a redox reaction where the metal is oxidized spontaneously when the metal atom release electron to form metal ions. So remember this one. Okay, for example, this M is referring to metal. So when the metal loses electron, it will become metal ion. So dia undergo oxidation. So ini kita panggil corrosions of metal. Okay, corrosions of metal. In general, the more electropositive metal, the easier for it to be corroded. Okay, so maksudnya metal yang lebih elektropositif, yaitu yang cenderung untuk membuang elektron, so itu yang akan lebih senang untuk corrode. Alright, so iron rusting as a redox reaction. Okay, rusting of iron occur with the presence of water and oxygen. Dan rusting of iron ini adalah redox reaction, di mana oksigen itu adalah sebagai oxidizing agent, manakala iron itu adalah reducing agent. So we will refer to this figure 1.14 showing the mechanism of iron rusting. Okay, so here tengok dulu gambar raja ini. This one is our metal lah, yang grey one ini metal kita. And then the blue one here is water droplets. Okay, we have oxygen here, oxygen. Okay, we go to first step, number 1. This one, number 1. The surface of iron in the middle of water droplet where the concentrations of oxygen is low, dia serve as anode. Anode di sini adalah negative terminal, iaitu yang akan buang elektron nanti. Faham tak? Iron atom Fe will loses the electrons and undergoes oxidation to form ions Fe2+. So half equation at the anode here, number 1 is this one. Okay, iron atom dia akan buang 2 elektron menjadi Fe2+ ion. So itu yang berlaku di sini, di anode. Okay, so now the electron yang kena remove di sini will flow here. Nampak? This one will flow through the iron. Okay, at the end of the water droplet. Di sini, at the end of the water droplet di sini, the concentrations of oxygens are higher. Okay, the iron surface at the part will become cathode ataupun positive terminal. So, bila dia cathode, positive terminal, reduction yang akan berlaku, iaitu receiving electron. Okay, so we go to number 3 here. Number 3, oxygen that dissolves in water accept electrons and will undergo reduction to form hydroxide ion. So this is the half equation at the cathode. Oxygen gas plus water liquid, it will receive electron and then become hydroxide ion, OH minus. Okay, so this is the half equation at the cathode. Okay, and then number 4, the ion to ion Fe2+ produced will react with the hydroxide ion OH minus to form ion to hydroxide FeOH2. So kita dapat di sini kita ada Fe2+ kan. Okay, Fe2+, this one, ini dia produce here at the anode, and the cathode they produce OH minus. So both of these ion will react. Okay, will react forming this one, iron to hydroxide. Okay, so now the iron Fe2+ is green, but rust karat itu warna brown. Okay, because why? Because the iron to hydroxide yang ini dia undergoes continuous oxidation with oxygen. Dia terus oxidize. Okay, so it will form hydrated iron trioxide. This one. So ini yang rust. So the color is brown. Okay, the rust color is brown. Okay, so this one dia undergo continuous oxidation, dia jadi hydrated iron trioxide. Yang X di sini dia adalah integer. Integer dia punya value adalah various. Okay, right? So iron trioxide ini ataupun rust is brittle, rapuh, permeable, and also does not stick strongly. Kita tahu kan kalau karat seperti apa. Okay, so water and oxygen can permeate into the iron metal underneath. Disebabkan dia brittle, permeable, does not stick strongly, so senang sahaja untuk dia tembuslah di dalam metal yang di bawah lagi itu. So what happen is akan berlakulah pengaratan itu akan terus berlaku. Okay, so rusting of iron occur faster in the presence of acid or salt, because when this substance, acid or salt, added ataupun dissolved in the water, solution itu akan menjadi a better electrolytes. Okay, so that's why the rusting of iron akan cepatlah, lebih cepat jika kehadiran ini. Okay, Iron in steel form is widely used in building materials. For example, it is used in manufacturing of vehicles, building construction materials, bridges, and also railway tracks. Okay, however, rusting would cause the structure of iron to become weaker. So, setiap tahun memang banyak financial provision diperlukanlah untuk overcome this problem, iaitu rusting of iron. So, apakah step yang perlu diambil untuk prevent rusting of iron? Okay? So, sebelum tu kita tengok dulu yang ini. When iron comes into contact with more electropositive metal, the rusting of iron will slows down. Okay? So, maksudnya bila kita contact iron dengan metal yang lebih electropositive, for example zinc is more electropositive compared to iron. So what happen? The rusting of iron will slows down. Okay, because the zinc will release the electron more easily compared to iron. So zinc yang akan corrodes, bukan itu iron. So zinc yang akan undergo oxidation. So half equations of oxidation for zinc. Zinc dia buang 2 elektron, dia jadi Zn2 plus ion. Okay, so the released electron yang ini will flow through the iron to the metal surface where there is water and oxygen. So half equations of reduction samalah, oxygen plus water, dia tambah itu elektron. So hydroxide ion yang kena produce. Okay, tapi kali ini bukan iron yang buang elektron, zinc yang akan buang elektron sebab dia lebih more electropositive. But when iron comes into contact with less electropositive metal, for example lead ini less electropositive. So what happen? Rusting of iron will become faster. Okay, iron atom will lose the electron, forming the Fe2 plus ion. So iron will rust and oxidize. So tetap juga ini yang berlaku. Okay, half equations of oxidation. Iron dia buang 2 elektron, dia jadi Fe2 plus. Okay, so effect of other metals on rusting of ions are as follow. So kita nampak ini anak panah di sini, semakin ke kiri the higher the tendency to release electron, meaning more electropositive. So di sini magnesium adalah yang paling electropositive, copper adalah yang paling least electropositive. So this is our iron. So now rusting of iron slows down when it comes into contact with Mg, Al, and zinc. So Fe, the magnesium, the aluminium, and the zinc, this metal is more electropositive compared to iron. So when we contact the iron with this metal, so the rusting of ions will slow down. Okay, manakala kalau iron comes into contact with this one, okay, yang less electropositive ini, stannum, tin, lead dengan copper. So the rusting of iron will speed up. Okay, so ways to prevent rusting. The first one, use of protective surface. Okay, so this method will prevent iron from coming into contact with water and oxygen. So kita tahu untuk pengaratan ataupun rusting of iron dia perlu water and oxygen. So kita tidak mau iron surface itu comes into contact with water and oxygen. So number one, ini protective surface. Contoh, paint, grease, plastic wrappings, paint for fences, cars, and bridge, oil or grease on car engine, plastic coatings on wire fences. Semua ini adalah untuk prevent rusting. Okay, seterusnya adalah using other metals. Okay, using other metals, contoh dalam galvanization, Okay, iron or steel is galvanized with a thin layer of zinc. Maksudnya dia dilapisi oleh thin layer of zinc. So zinc will form a protective layer of zinc oxide that is hard, strong, non-porous, and protect the iron from rusting. And then tin plating. Tin, SN sternum. Steel plates are plated. They're coated with an extremely thin layer of tin. So tin forms a layer of oxide to protect the iron from rusting lah. And then chrome plating, used on car bumpers, bicycle, decorative items, and others. Okay, to the first one, protective surface. So terusnya ialah ini, sacrificial protection. Maksudnya ini adalah yang kena sacrifice ni. Okay, pengorbanan di situ, sacrificial protection. Iron is attached to a more electropositive metal such as magnesium and zinc. So sebelum ini kita sudah tahu bahawa when the iron attached to a more electropositive metal, so the iron will not rust ataupun the rusting is slow. Betul kan? So here, in sacrificial protection, the iron will be attached to a more electropositive metal. Okay, contohnya magnesium and zinc. So when iron is attached to a more electropositive metal, the more electropositive metal will corrode, and rusting of iron can be prevented. The more electropositive metal becomes a sacrificial metal. Ini kita panggil sebagai sacrificial metal. Contoh magnesium, zinc, jadilah dia sacrificial metal. This sacrificial metal must be replaced from time to time. Sacrificial protection is used for corrosion protection for bridge pillars, ship hulls, and also the underground pipes. So kalau kita tengok, ini adalah ship hulls, zinc plates. Okay, so kita perlu ada sacrificial protection supaya dia punya iron dia tidak rust. Okay, and then here also the iron pipe. This is iron pipe, so they are connected dengan magnesium as the sacrificial metal supaya dia tidak rust lah. And then this one is the bridge pillars. Di sini dia connected to magnesium block. So magnesium block di sini adalah sacrificial metal lah, sacrificial metal. Okay, dan yang ketiga juga preventing rusting of iron, alloying. In stainless steel, okay, stainless steel, iron is alloyed with carbon, chromium, and nickel. Okay, maksudnya alloy itu adalah campuran beberapa metal kan, ataupun elemen kan. So di sini dalam stainless steel ini, okay, for example here stainless steel cutlery set di sini dia iron itu dia kena campur dengan carbon, chromium, nickel. So chromium and nickel will create a shiny, protective, and corrosion proof oxide layer. So the oxide layer form protect the iron from being exposed to water and oxygen to prevent rusting. So stainless steel is widely used in surgical instrument and also kitchen utensil. So selalunya kita punya sudu, garpu, semua itu adalah stainless steel. Okay, kalau kita guna iron saja nanti, sekejap tukar sudu, berkarat sudah. Alright. So itu sahaja. So this is the concept map for the whole chapter 1. Kita sudah belajar apa itu redox. Okay, redox itu adalah apabila oxidation and reductions occur simultaneously. So oxidation act as a reducing agent, and reduction yang undergo reduction will act as an oxidizing agent. So what is oxidation in terms of oxidation number, dan juga in terms of electron and oxygen, hydrogen. So you should remember all this. Okay, and then half equation also, this is very important, half equation of oxidation and also reduction. Okay, and then the standard electrode potential, the E0 value, the voltage cell. Okay, remember voltage cell itu adalah chemical cell, the same. And then we have electrolytic cell. Apa? Compare and contrast between these two cells. Okay, and then extractions of metal from its ore. Okay, displacement reaction also. And last one is rusting. So rusting ini adalah khas untuk iron, and rusting also involve redox reaction. Alright. So ulang lagi, Amsal 16 ayat 18 mengatakan roh sombong mendahului kejatuhan. Jadi bersama-samalah kita menjauhkan diri daripada kesombongan, kerana itu akan menjatuhkan kita dari semua aspek. Okay, Amsal 16 ayat 18. Alright, thank you class.